You think freezing to death is the coldest way to die. Wrong. Dead wrong. When your core body temperature drops below 32 degrees Celsius, your brain starts to malfunction. A deadly illusion called paradoxical undressing takes over. You will not feel the bone-chilling cold anymore. Instead, you will feel like your body is on fire, burning from the inside out. You will smile, slowly take off all your clothes, and embrace the snow as if it is a warm blanket. By the time you realize what is happening, your blood has already stopped flowing, and your skin has turned pale blue. This is the cruel truth of dying in the snow. The last thing you feel is not cold, but a false, fatal warmth. Right now, you are about to experience this hell firsthand. Welcome to the savage ranks, where the snow is your tomb, and human nature is your worst enemy. The first thing you hear is the screech of metal tearing apart, like a giant being dismembered. Then, the world turns upside down. You are thrown from your seat, slamming into the cold cabin wall, and everything goes black. When you wake up, the silence is deafening. There is no engine roar, no passenger screams, only the howl of the wind outside. Like a pack of hungry wolves circling their prey, you open your eyes, and the first thing you see is snow. Piles of snow pour through the broken windows, covering the seats, the luggage, and the bodies of the people who did not make it. The temperature inside the cabin is already minus 20 degrees Celsius. Outside, it is a brutal minus 40. Your breath freezes the moment it leaves your mouth, forming tiny ice crystals that stick to your eyelashes and beard. You reach for your phone. No signal, no power. You are completely cut off from the world. You struggle to stand up, your legs shaking from the cold and the shock. Every movement sends a sharp pain through your body. Your fingers are already numb. You cannot feel them anymore, as if they have been cut off. You look around, and slowly, the reality sinks in. The plane has split into two. The front half was crushed by the impact, and the back half is tilted at a 45-degree angle, hanging on the edge of a cliff. Out of 45 passengers and crew, only 20 are still breathing. Some are crying, some are screaming, some are staring blankly into the snow. Their eyes are empty, as if their souls have already left their bodies. You see a woman holding her dead child, rocking back and forth, whispering nonsense. She is in shock. If someone does not help her, she will freeze to death within an hour. A man is trying to climb out of the broken window, yelling that he is going to find help. But you can see the fear in his eyes. He has no idea how cruel this mountain is. The first rule of surviving in the snow hits you like a punch to the gut. Edge is safe. Middle kills. You have read about it in survival books, but now you understand it firsthand. The middle of the snowfield is a death trap. Drifts can collapse at any moment, swallowing you whole, and the wind is strongest there, cutting through your clothes like a knife. The edges, however, are covered with rocks and trees, which can block the wind and prevent you from falling into hidden crevasses. You shout this rule to the other survivors, but most of them do not listen. They are too scared, too confused, too focused on their own pain. Within an hour, 2 people ignore your warning. They run into the middle of the snowfield, trying to find a way out. And within minutes, they are swallowed by a snowdrift. You do not hear their screams. They are muffled by the snow, gone forever. That is the first lesson this mountain teaches you. In the snow, ignorance is a death sentence. As the day fades into night, the temperature drops even lower, to minus 45 degrees Celsius. Hypothermia starts to creep in on the survivors. You see a young man, no older than 20, sitting in the corner, shivering violently. His lips are blue, his teeth are chattering. You know what is happening. His core body temperature is dropping, and he is entering the early stages of hypothermia. Suddenly, he stands up, smiling, starts to take off his jacket. "It is so hot," he mumbles. "I cannot stand it anymore." You realize with horror, he is experiencing paradoxical undressing, the same fatal illusion you thought about earlier. He stumbles toward the broken window, ready to step into the snow. You have 2 choices: run after him, grab him, and drag him back. But that means exposing yourself to the extreme cold, risking your own life to save someone who might already be beyond help. Or stay in the relative safety of the cabin, wrap yourself in blankets, and save your own strength. If it were you, what would you do? Would you risk your life for a stranger or prioritize your own survival? Day 3. The food is gone. The only things left are a few crumbs of bread and a half, bottle of water, which you split among 20 people. Each person gets a tiny bite, not even enough to wet their lips. Hunger starts to gnaw at your insides, a dull, persistent pain that gets worse with every passing hour. You remember what you learned in biology. The human body stores glycogen, a form of energy, in the liver and muscles. That glycogen can only last 1 to 2 days. After that, your body starts to break down fat for energy. If you do not eat for 3 to 5 days, your fat stores will be depleted, and your body will start to digest its own muscles, your heart, your lungs, your brain. That is when the hallucinations start. You will see food everywhere, smell the aroma of cooked meat, hear the sound of a dinner table. You will feel weak, dizzy, and sleepy, and every movement will take all your strength. Right now, that is exactly how you feel. You are so weak that you can barely stand, but you know you have to find food. Otherwise, everyone will die. You grab a broken piece of metal from the plane, sharp enough to cut flesh, and head out into the snow, leaning on a tree branch for support. The wind is still howling, and the snow is up to your knees. Every step is a struggle, and your feet are numb. You cannot feel if they are frostbitten or not, but you do not care. You have to find something to eat. After walking for an hour, you hear a faint rustling in the trees. You freeze, holding your breath, and slowly turn around. There, in the snow, stands a reindeer. It is thin, its fur matted with snow, and its legs are shaking. It is just as hungry as you are. It is looking for lichen, the only food that grows in this frozen wasteland. You stare at it, and for a moment, you feel a surge of empathy. This creature is just trying to survive, just like you. It has a life, a heartbeat, a desire to live. But then the hunger hits you again, stronger than ever. You remember the faces of the other survivors. The woman who lost her child, the old man who can barely walk, the young girl who keeps crying for her mother. You need this reindeer. It is the only way any of you will make it another day. You creep closer, your body low to the ground, the metal piece in your hand. The reindeer does not notice you at first. It is too focused on the lichen. You get within a few feet of it. Then you pounce. You wrap your arms around its neck, pulling it to the ground. It struggles, kicking and snorting, its eyes wide with fear. You can feel its heartbeat, fast and strong against your chest. You raise the metal piece, and for a moment, you hesitate. You think about how it is just trying to survive, how it has done nothing to hurt you. But the hunger is too strong, the pain in your stomach too intense. You bring the metal down again and again until the reindeer stops struggling. Its body goes limp, and its eyes lose their light. You sit there, staring at it, covered in its blood. The blood freezes the moment it hits the snow. You feel sick, like you are going to throw up, but you do not. You know you have to eat. You cut off a piece of meat, raw and cold, and bring it to your mouth. The taste is terrible, gamey, tough, icy cold, but you chew and swallow, forcing it down. You look at the reindeer's body, and you realize this small piece of meat will not feed 20 people. It might feed 3, maybe 4. The rest will still starve. You are a hunter now, but you are also a killer. And the worst part, you do not regret it. If it were you, would you have done the same? Would you have killed an innocent creature to save yourself and the people around you? Day 10. The reindeer meat is long gone. The survivors are getting weaker and weaker. Some cannot even stand up anymore, lying on the snow, waiting to die. You have all lost weight. Your cheeks are sunken, your ribs are sticking out, and your skin is stretched tight over your bones. The frostbite on your hands and feet is getting worse. Some of the survivors have blackened toes, a sign of gangrene. If they do not get help soon, they will have to cut off their limbs to survive. You and a few others have been trying to fix a broken radio you found in the plane. It is a long shot, but it is the only hope you have of contacting the outside world. You spend hours tinkering with it, adjusting the dials, listening for any signal. And then, suddenly, you hear it, a faint, static, filled voice coming through the speaker. You hold the radio up to your ear, your hands shaking. The voice is a news reporter, speaking in a calm, detached tone, as if he is talking about the weather. Search and rescue operations for the missing flight in the remote snow. Capped mountains have been officially terminated, he says. After 10 days of intensive searching, no survivors have been found. All passengers and crew are presumed dead. The families of the victims have been notified, and a memorial service will be held next week. The words hit you like a bullet to the heart. Terminated. Presumed dead. They have given up on you. All the hope you had, all the fighting spirit, all the times you told yourself you would survive, gone in an instant. The radio slips from your hand, falling into the snow. The other survivors crowd around you, asking what the news said. You cannot speak. You just shake your head, tears freezing on your cheeks. They know what that means. Despair washes over the group like a wave. Some start crying, some start screaming, some just sit down in the snow, staring at nothing. That night, someone speaks up. It is an older man, a doctor, who has been treating the survivors' injuries. His voice is hoarse, his eyes dark. "We are not going to make it," he says. "Not without food, and there is no food left. No animals, no plants, nothing." He pauses. Then he says the words no one wants to hear. There are bodies. The people who died in the crash. The ones who froze to death. Their flesh, we can eat it. It is the only way to survive. It is the only way any of us will get out of this mountain. The cabin goes silent. No one speaks. No one moves. The word cannibalism hangs in the air, heavy and disgusting. It is a taboo, a line no human being should cross. But then, someone else speaks up, a young woman, her voice trembling. "I do not want to die," she says. "I will do it. I will eat it. Anything to get home." One by one, others start to agree. They are desperate, willing to do anything to survive. You look at the bodies of the dead, people you once sat next to on the plane, people you talked to, people who had families, dreams, lives. One of them is your best friend, who died on the first day. His body is frozen solid. You think about him, his laugh, his jokes, the way he promised to buy you a drink when you got home. Could you do it? Could you eat the flesh of someone you cared about, someone who trusted you? If it were you, would you rather starve to death, holding on to your morality, or would you shed a tear and take a bite, knowing it is the only way to live? Day 17. You have all been surviving on the flesh of the dead. It is a terrible existence. Every bite is a reminder of what you have become. Every meal is accompanied by guilt and shame. But you keep eating because you have to. You have to survive. The frostbite on your hands is so bad that you cannot use your fingers anymore. They are black and swollen, and every movement causes excruciating pain. You know you will lose them, but you do not care. As long as you can get out of this mountain, you will deal with the consequences later. Then, without warning, the mountain shakes. It starts as a faint rumble, like thunder, but it gets louder and louder. You look up, and your blood runs cold. A massive avalanche is coming. Tons of snow rushing down the mountain, faster than a train. You scream, run, hide, but it is too late. The snow slams into the cabin, crushing it, burying everything under a thick layer of white. Darkness, complete darkness. You cannot see anything, cannot hear anything, except the sound of your own breathing and the pounding of your heart. You are trapped, buried alive. In a white tomb, you are lying on your back, snow pressing down on your chest, making it hard to breathe. You can feel the cold seeping into your bones, and you know that hypothermia will kill you soon if you do not get air. You try to move, but you are trapped under too much snow. You start to panic, gasping for breath, your vision starting to blur. Then you feel a hand on your arm. It is your friend, Mark. He was injured in the crash, his leg broken, and it got infected a few days ago. His thigh is swollen and red, oozing pus. You can smell the infection, a foul, rotten smell. He is weak, his breathing shallow, but he is trying to dig you out. I'm going to get you out, he whispers, his voice barely audible. Just Hold on. You can feel him digging with his hands, scraping the snow away from your chest, your face. He is using all his strength, even though his leg is in agony. You tell him to stop, to save himself, but he will not. I am not going to let you die, he says. Not after everything we have been through. After what feels like an eternity, he digs a small hole above your face, letting in a stream of cold air. You gasp, taking in as much air as you can. There, he says, smiling weakly. You are safe, for now. But you can see that he is fading. His skin is pale, his lips blue, and his breathing is getting slower. He collapses next to you, his body going limp. You shake him, calling his name, but he does not respond. Before he dies, he hands you a piece of paper, crumpled and frozen. You unfold it, and it is a note, written in his shaky handwriting. I am sorry, I cannot go with you. My leg is gone, and I am not going to make it, but you will. Take my flesh, use it to get out of this mountain. Tell my family I love them. Dead in the middle of friends is the best end I could ask for. You hold the note, tears streaming down your face, freezing on your chin. He sacrificed himself for you. He gave you his life, so you could have a chance to live. You vow to him, to yourself, that you will get out. You will honor his sacrifice. You will carry his flesh with you, and you will climb this mountain. No matter how hard it is, if it were you, would you be able to carry the weight of this sacrifice? Would you be able to keep going, knowing that your survival is built on the death of your friend? Day 72. You have been climbing for 55 days. 55 days of pain, hunger, and guilt. You carry Mark's flesh with you, wrapped in a piece of cloth, and every day, you eat a small bite, remembering his sacrifice. Your hands and feet are gone. You lost them to gangrene, cutting them off with the same metal piece you used to kill the reindeer. It was agony, but you kept going. You have climbed through blizzards, over steep cliffs, through deep crevasses. You have seen other survivors die. Some fell off cliffs, some froze to death, some could not take the guilt and ended their own lives. Now you are alone. The only thing keeping you going is Mark's note and the hope of getting out, of telling his family what he did. And then, finally, you reach the top. You climb over the last rock and you collapse onto the snow, exhausted. You look ahead, expecting to see a village, a road, a sign of civilization, but there is nothing but snow. And then you hear it, a clear, mechanical voice cutting through the wind. Cut, camera, back to the starting point. The voice is loud, sharp, and completely out of place in this frozen wasteland. You freeze, your heart pounding. You slowly turn around, and what you see makes your blood run cold. The top of the mountain is covered with hidden cameras, hundreds of them. They are mounted on trees, on rocks, hidden in the snow. Drones are flying overhead, their red lights blinking in the sky. There are people, men in warm coats, holding clipboards, talking into walkie-talkies. They are not survivors. They are crew members. This is not an accident. This is not a survival story. This is a show, a reality show, a sick, twisted game for the rich. You realize now, every moment of your suffering, every choice you made, every death, every act of cannibalism was all scripted. The plane crash was staged. The snow, the hunger, the avalanche, all part of the show. The radio broadcast, fake. The search and rescue termination, fake. You were never lost. You were never forgotten. You were being watched. Every tear, every scream, every bite of flesh, all for the entertainment of wealthy people watching from their warm homes. They bet on who would survive, who would break first. A helicopter lands nearby, its propellers kicking up snow. A man in an expensive suit steps out, holding a cup of hot tea and a check. He walks over to you, smiling, like he is greeting an old friend. Congratulations, he says, handing you the tea. You made it. You are the winner. This check is for $10 million. All you have to do is sign this NDA, say nothing about what happened here, and agree to be a mentor for the next season. You will help the new contestants, guide them through the survival process. You will be rich, famous. You will never have to struggle again. You look at the check, at the tea, at the man's smiling face. This man is responsible for the deaths of your friends. He watched them die, watched you suffer, watched you eat human flesh, all for fun. You look down at your hands, or what is left of them. You look at the cloth wrapped around your waist, holding Mark's remaining flesh. You think about Mark's sacrifice, about all the people who died, and then you look at the rock next to you, a sharp, blood-stained rock, the same one you used to cut off your own limbs. This is your final choice. This is the moment that defines you. Will you take the tea, take the money, and forget everything? Will you survive in humiliation, knowing that your friends died for a game? Or will you pick up that rock, smash his camera, and fight back, even if it means you die right here, right now? This is your final choice. What do you do? Let me know in the comments below.